The African-American journey to freedom in Texas can be read about, but there's nothing like seeing it visually at the Juneteenth Freedom Project art exhibition in Galveston. It features more than 60 works by local and regional artists, and as you can see in this video, they are stunning and very thought-provoking as well. Ted Ellis is the featured artist and wears the title of Juneteenth Art Ambassador for Galveston and has been appointed to the African-American History Commission by the Department of the Interior. Happy to be joined by Ted Ellis this morning via Zoom from New Orleans, where he's director of the Southern University Museum. Good to see you, Ted. Haven't seen you in a while in person, but this is good enough for me for now. Hey, talk to me about this Juneteenth Art Project, how that came about, and how did the role that you're playing in it come about?
So, this is a 20-year journey.
Ooh.
It started in Hitchcock, Texas, with Sam Collins on his property when he gave the first Juneteenth celebration and commemoration. And we had the reenactment of Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, oral tradition being told from everybody in the community. It was totally inclusive. And I just happened in 2006 to paint on the property. And the piece I created was Free at Last. 2015, let's fast forward. That's the 150th anniversary of Juneteenth. We get a chance to showcase all the paintings that I had completing, including Free at Last, to showcase at the U.S. Capitol on the Senate and the House side. So that was at the Rayburn Building and the Rotunda in Washington, D.C. Mm-hmm. And it has progressed forward in the advocacy and activism for freedom, for justice and equality, and using art as a visual narrative to express that.
You would talk about the passion that you have about art and the way that you say that art can play such a valuable role to enrich the lives of people who are taking it in.
Oh, definitely. My recent project, the Juneteenth Champions, which illustrates 30 individuals from 1865 till present, who fought for those same things that I just mentioned: freedom, justice, and equality and equity here in America. Those stories are real stories. Their struggle and fight and resiliency and triumph pushed to the formation of Juneteenth. Mm-hmm. Over 85% of the folks who are in that Juneteenth Champion exhibition that's at HMAC, Houston Museum of African American Culture, are from Galveston, Texas. Mm-hmm.
So now you have talk about the general tone and scope of the pieces on display at the Nyack Cultural Center there in Galveston. And I've got video of it right now. And talk about what you hope visitors will experience and take away when they come and spend some time there.
It's amazing because it's a visual narrative. It's the truth. It's history. It tells our story, which is an American story. You're talking about, from slavery through the redemptive period, through Jim Crow, through segregation, through civil rights, to currently where we at right now. So you see the level of resiliency under oppression to come out of that. Mm-hmm. But you also find that there's allies when we share our stories and we identify and we own up to it. And so NIA's Cultural Center has been that epicenter of telling that story. And we have several other African-American artists. Amari Rowe, who's one of the youngest artists there, has done a tremendous job on creating art that speaks that those that visit the audience can engage and be enlightened.
What do you hope your legacy is going to be with all the art that you're leaving behind, including the Juneteenth?
It's one to say that, I care. And care you share. So we share stories. I'm in the business of gaining the public trust, of educating, of enlightening and telling stories. And, Cambrell, I've been doing it for 30 plus years. And from artist to museum director, I've pivoted now and I get to create sustainable programs that speak to our cultural identity. That's part of the tapestry of American history and legacy.
I've always enjoyed your work. Congratulations on your new roles that you're playing. I want to remind everybody the Juneteenth Freedom Project Art Exhibition is free, open from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Tuesdays through Fridays and by appointment on weekends. Thank you, Ted Ellis, and happy Juneteenth.
And
happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day as well.
Happy Father's Day to you, too.
Thank you, sir.